Hi, everybody. I'm Barbara Lardonais, and today is Thursday, October 7th, 2021. And today I want to give a real simple message about a tip that I have regarding making your prayer effective, because the word says that the effectual prayer of a righteous man availeth much. But a lot of times we wonder, how can we make our prayers effective? What does that really mean? I thought back about the prayer journal that I kept for so many years, and I'm going to show it to you. It's pretty well worn, and I started it in January of 1988, and I put every request, everything that I was praying for, and I looked back at the last entry, and the last entry was done in 1999. So that means that I used this for 11 years. And in the process of doing this, putting down everything, anytime someone asked me to pray for something and I was going to pray for it, I put it in this journal. I put the date, what the request was, and I put the resolution. And I kept these items, I kept that in the journal and prayed for it every day until the answer came or there was some resolution for the situation. So over time, I realized some things in prayer that were effective and not so effective. One of the things that helped me in the beginning was the quote that I had up at the top that I had found, and this is from Warren Wiersbe. It says, "Prayer is not getting man's will done in heaven, but getting God's will done on earth. It is not overcoming God's reluctance, but laying hold of God's willingness." I think it's a big problem that we have. It's a big problem that I have had and still do. It's as if I'm trying to wrest an answer out of a God who doesn't want to give it to me, and I'm going to be stronger than He is in requesting so that He finally gives up and answers me. That's not the God that we serve. It's not good theology, and it's not effective. But anyhow, that's not what the tip is. The thing that I learned over time, so many times people came to me with requests, and I myself had requests where I was explaining to God how to answer a prayer. So my tip is this: pray the problem, don't pray the solution. When you have a request, if you know something, there is a need, you have a financial need, you do not know how you're going to make your rent at the end of the month or whatever that is, and this could be especially true when people are praying for unsaved loved ones. We tend to tell God how we want this to be answered, because what we do is the minute a need comes up inside of us or we recognize something is there, as human beings, we immediately are problem solvers. And God gave us a mind, and it's very natural to say how He should do it. So many times, especially with loved ones, and I remember back in times when I was praying so hard for my ex-husband, and there would be a little program that was going to be at church that the children were going to be involved in, and their dad was going to be there, and I would have this solution that he would walk in the door, and that there was going to be something that was said that was going to turn the tide, that he was going to see the light. And then afterwards, when it appeared that nothing happened and months went by and I did not see any change, then I was frustrated. And that's what happens when we pray the solution rather than praying the problem. It is much better to lay the need before the Lord's eyes and then trust Him for the way He's going to make the solution. That does not mean being passive, because we are continuously saying, this is the need. Lord, I have a financial need. Lord, instead of asking, God, send someone to put money into my hands, we're praying the solution when we do that. But when we say, I'm your child, you've said that you would provide for me, I need such and such, here, take it, and let Him come up. And sometimes He comes up with solutions, and God is very faithful, and He's looking for ways to answer our prayers. Now, this is not for every single situation because, and I've talked before about doing declarations and being very specific with God and all of that, and there is that too. But we have to wait until God gives us the revelation of what the solution is. And once we have it, if God tells you a solution, or if He tells you how something needs to work, then hit it. Hit it with every declaration and begin to come into agreement. But wait until God shows you what He wants to do, because once you know His will and you pray in agreement with His will for the situation in your life, how can you possibly lose? How can your prayer fail? That is praying an effective prayer. So I would say, present God with your problems, not your solutions to your problems. Pray that God will reveal roots to you. Pray that He will show you the issue so that you can come in agreement with Him, so that you are getting His will done upon the earth, that you are coming into agreement with His willingness. He is very willing to answer prayer. He's the one. Prayer was His idea. And it was a great graciousness of Him to allow us to partner with Him for the issues and for the solutions in the earth. That is my suggestion, and I just hope that that's somewhat of an encouragement to you. Whatever you're praying for, whatever is on the prayer table, if you have a journal or if you have a list every day or however you pray, and it is a very good idea to have a journal because it keeps you on task and keeps you concentrating on God's, seeking God's will about issues. But however you do, don't give up, because I am telling you that as I look through this book and I see things that I prayed for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, and I see what actually ended up happening over many of these things, it is a great encouragement to me. God does not forget. Any prayer that comes forth from your lips is going straight to His ears. Thanks for listening.